Hey, in this video, let's talk about the devastating fires in Los Angeles County and what it means to C10 electrical contractors in California and maybe some of you outside of California. What's the opportunities here and what should we be thinking about today? My team has already started on phone calls and getting things done, and I figured I'm gonna get you a video out as soon as possible so that you know what my playbook is in the next few years, not this coming year, but what we're gonna do to prepare this year for the onslaught of work that we know is gonna be coming in 2026, 7, and 8. Let's get into the video. Hey guys, the recent fires in LA will unfortunately create a huge need for all the trades, including us, the electrical contractors. Here are some of those ways that contractors can prepare for the inrush of residential and commercial projects. Number one, this has been an actual problem that we've been having in the trade nationwide, and that is staffing and training. Staffing and training has to be your very first step in preparing for that inrush that's to come. And if you're not starting to staff and train now, or at least have a system to provide for that, you're gonna be left out in the cold. So the first thing I would recommend you do is start thinking about ramping up hiring. Now, I am going to fast track my webinars on the ultimate guide to hiring electricians if you're an electrical contractor to assist with you on that. To find out when that's coming out, you just have to head to www.the360electrician.com and sign up to my email list where you will be always informed the second new courses, videos, meet and greets, anything that we do on the channel drops. So head over there and make sure you sign up for my email list. Part of ramping up is to start looking for qualified electricians and apprentices now. The way I do that is I run ads 24 hours, 7 days a week that we're hiring. The reason for it is I want to get all my 3s, 4s out of my company and hire 5, 6, 7, and 8 level electricians. And in other words, if I have 3 3s and I have 2 7s, I want to replace those 3 3s with at least 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Anybody higher than you have now. Now, usually I wouldn't let go a number 3, a number 4, a number 5 for just one level higher. But if I've got an electrician or apprentice that's just giving me 5 out of 10, if I find a 7, you better believe that that 5 is gone. So making sure you're consistently hiring 24/7, it's going to build a database of potential hires when you're going to need them as these jobs come along. Cross-train all your electricians now. Ensure your team is versatile and can handle a variety of tasks related to fire restoration, for houses that didn't burn fully, but they do have electrical work, and new construction. We're going to have thousands of homes that are going to need to be rebuilt. If you have commercial only guys that hate residential or have never done it, you got to start cross-training them so that you have your best practices in place so you get done with those residential ones in a fast and timely manner. Residential wiremen don't work like commercial wiremen or women. Train them. And vice versa. All your residential electricians that say, I don't want to do commercial, they got to start doing commercial because there's a ton of commercial that burned down in the Los Angeles area that you're going to need to handle. Now, these tips are also great across the country. You don't have a natural disaster yet, but what if you did? These tips are also going to help you get ready for any kind of natural disaster anywhere in the country. My second tip moving into 2025 as we prepare for this work in 2026 is stock up on the essentials. If you've never had a warehouse or use your garage as a stockpiling warehouse, meaning bring every single part you don't use on other jobs and instead of returning it for that small credit, keep it in inventory. Prices usually never get cheaper, they only go up. If you paid for $1 on a connector and you just think, oh my gosh, that's so expensive, it's gonna be $1.25 next year, even $1.30. Can you make 25% on putting $1 in the bank right now? You can't. But if you put $1 into inventory, chances are the prices are going to go up, demand's going to go up, and that dollar will be worth $1.25 of inventory a year later. It's a huge way to multiply your bottom line and your profit margin. It's why we stock so much material, not only in Los Angeles, but here in Montana. Anticipate the high demand for common materials, wiring, conduit, panels, and order in bulk if you can. Home Depot has a great way to do that, but I bet you your wholesale house house does too. Diversify your suppliers. If you're all in on one supplier and you don't have a good relationship with any supplier, especially in those burn areas, you better start building those relationships now. Don't walk in there and say, hey, I'm going to start doing business with you because I'm going to get all this work later. No, you got to get in there and start giving in some business, introduce yourself, build a relationship, okay? Don't rely on a single supplier. Don't rely on two. Don't rely on three. Start branching out and getting at least 4 or 5. Now, that's something I never promoted. I always told you, stick with 1, 2, or 3 suppliers that are your go-tos and always be there, because if you ever need any favors, they'll go to it. So when I say diversify your suppliers, these are for those of you that have no idea or you don't have a relationship with a supplier. What you want to do is diversify, especially in those areas you know you're going to work. It's a no-brainer. Number 3, and probably the most important on this list, is project management and efficiency. How are we going to do that? That's simple. It's called Jobber. I've got the links down below. I'm 100% going to fast track my second All Things Jobber webinar. It's free for anybody that uses my link down below, https://go.getjobber.com/the360 electrician. That's the only way you're going to get invited. Go ahead and do the trial, but when you decide to purchase Jobber, you're going to let me know. I'm going to get the email. You're going to be invited to a free webinar, All Things Jobber, on how you're going to use Jobber now in 2025 so you're ready in 2026 and beyond for all the work that you're about to get. Jobber is going to help you streamline the process by implementing efficient systems like bidding, scheduling, project management, tracking, parts, labor, material. If you have add-ons, it's easy. You're going to have a book to do that. You can GPS track all your vehicles, like me, multiple vehicles. I get to do it from the comfort of my own office or at home. You're going to need Jobber to do this. If you utilize software for estimating, project management, and communication to improve productivity, communications, you are going to be next level when it comes to your competition. Establish clear channels of communication with clients, insurance companies, and others. When they ask for your invoice, they ask for your bid, they ask for your scheduling, you're going to know it because you got 1, 2 clicks in Jobber. You got the information you need to give them. Plus, communication is easy. You hit a button, they communicate, you're good to go. Number 4, how you're going to prepare yourself: targeted marketing. Focused marketing efforts on fire-affected areas. But be careful. You want to highlight your expertise in either restoration or in rebuilding, in residential. That means you're going to head over to my buddy, Joe Burnich, Big West Marketing, who's going to take over your website in 2025 so you're prepared in 2026 to be number 1 on the Google rankings. You're going to get your pictures on there. You're going to put your pages on there of the areas you work. You're going to put your expertise on there, and you need to start building those 5-star ratings. Got it? Community engagement is another way. Participate in community outreaches. When they have certain events for free, roll out there with your truck, bring some flyers, bring some business cards, meet and greet. I call it kissing babies and shaking hands. You got to put the footwork in. This is targeted marketing. How are you going to do that? You're going to go to my website, www.the360electrician.com. Right now, go and do the ultimate course for marketing for electrical contractors. That way you actually have something of substance to hand out. Be the lead. Don't pay for leads. Targeted marketing is a must. What's the part you got to be careful? The state of California will have laws on predatory marketing. You better be licensed in the area you're working. Make sure your team is registered as salesmen for your company. That's a big must on the California State License Board. Did you know that? If you didn't, reach out for coaching, and I better teach you some of these things so that you're not out of business before you start getting all this business, right? All right, let's move on to number 5. Number 5, financial preparedness. Take a little bit of money right now out of your existing jobs, put it into all the things I told you up till now, and start saving up so that you can for sure buy the electrical panels, both 200 amp and 400 amp, that are already hard to find, so that you have the material ready to go. So that was part of materials. But prepare for increased operational costs. Get lines of credit set up now so that when you have too much work, you've got a way that cash flow won't bog you down. Reach out to your accountant, reach out to your financial institution, reach out to your friends and family and say, hey, listen, I plan on increasing business. I want you to come in with me, help out. Would you want to be a small-time investor? Whatever you need to secure your finances so that you can grow. Without money, it's hard. How are you going to buy that new van? Should you buy that new van now or wait about 6 months and put your order in knowing that it takes about 6 months to get it? It'll be perfect timing for you. Ensure your bids are accurate and reflect the true cost of what it's going to be like to rebuild. And if you're giving estimates now, remember prices are going to increase. So make sure you put a 30, 60, 90-day cap on what that bid is for. After that, you got to rebid it or adjust the price, right? Securing financing is going to help you get through this storm. Make sure you simplify it. I usually have one credit card to do one thing, another credit card to do another thing. Make sure you pay those credit cards off at the end of the month, meaning fuel goes on one, everything else goes on the other, purchases go on a third one. All of them should have points. All of them should have some kind of benefit for you. Look, if you get a mileage card, guess what? You go on free vacations because you got the miles when you're spending $600,000-$700,000 in material. You got a Bitcoin card? That's great. You're gonna have half a Bitcoin, a full Bitcoin, 3 Bitcoins by the time you're done. I don't know. Costco card? That's great. You get 2% cash back. Whatever it is, start securing your financing so you're not out of business before you get the rush of business, okay? Before we get into number 6, are you getting anything out of these videos? Hey, if you are, can you do me a huge favor? Just 3 things. Number 1, smash that like, subscribe, and follow wherever you're watching this video. That's number 1. Number 2, make sure you head over to www.the360electrician.com and sign up for our email list. Don't forget to do that. There's tons of information for electricians that want to become electrical contractors and for electrical contractors to level up. The only way I can give it to you straight from me to you is through email. And number 3, just comment down below with just a thanks, Jeff. I loved it. Give me your thoughts. Give me your ideas. Help this channel be better. Help other electricians by commenting your thoughts down below. All right, let's get into number 6. Number 6, I just had a conversation with one of my biggest general contractors in Los Angeles area who works on multi-million-dollar homes. It's licensing and insurance. First, let's cover insurance. By clicking my link below to Next Insurance, it's https://nextinsurance.sjv.io/T360E. If it's not hard enough, click the links down below. You can get a free quote on Next Insurance for your general liability, for workman's comp, for auto. You better be insured to work on multi-million-dollar homes. You can't have a $100,000 policy, people. Million is minimum. Make sure your workman's comp is there. Make sure your commercial auto is there. Don't drive your personal vehicle with a logo. If you get in an accident, someone's going to take a picture, your insurance company's going to know, and they might not pay out. So you make sure you're covered because you won't even get in the door with my general contractor if you don't have all your insurance ducks in a row. Once you have that coverage and you know you got it, verify all your licenses to ensure that they're all up to date and comply with local regulations and requirements, right? Remember, we said if you're a contractor in California and you send somebody else to knock on a door and do sales, you have to be registered as a home salesman with the Contractor State License Board. Make sure that the people that are doing the work are journeyman electricians in case the city or county checks the area. They will. It's a very sensitive hot spot. You're going to have the Contractors License Board all over it trying to find unlicensed contractors. Well, if you got an electrician in there roping some wire or putting a panel in and doesn't have their journeyman card in California, that's a big uh-oh. Reach out to me and I'll tell you someone I know in California that can get your guys licensed as fast as possible. And also make sure that all your apprentices have their ET card. That's it. Insurance, licensing, must have if you're going to prepare in 2025 for 2026 and beyond. Now, finally, let's talk about the ethical considerations, right? Fair pricing, transparency. This is a fire area. This is a sensitive area. We do not want to take advantage of these people. Most of them will have insurance, but I guarantee you a big chunk will not. I'm not sure how they're going to finance or redo it, but I would ask up front, hey, client, is this an insurance job? And the reason I'm asking asking is because I need to know what your appetite and what your budget is. Are we going all out, or are we just trying to rebuild? I want to be the person that gives you both options, so that way you can choose which way you want to go. Be transparent about other clients. Hey, I have a ton of people knocking on my door. If you want me, you gotta sign me up. You gotta lock me in. These are the costs. These are the timelines. You gotta be transparent. It's the only ethical way to do it. Again, Jobber's gonna help you with that because there's gonna be a lot of communication along the way. Avoid price gouging at all costs. Start now by getting coaching with me so you can know what your hourly rate needs to be. Your hourly rate is what decides your daily rate. And once you know how many days a project it is, it's simple. You just multiply it, add your material plus the markup, and there you go. We add a couple of oohs and ahs and after hours, you're set. It's my number one question for coaching, so make sure you do coaching at www.the360electrician.com. Sign up, fill out the form. I look at every single one of them. In one of the sections, say, why are you here for coaching? Go preparing for 2026 in Los Angeles, California, and I'll know exactly why you're there. That's it on this one, guys. Make sure you're prepared to cash in, not on the disadvantage of people, but the guaranteed advantage of being in the trades in the right place at the right time. It's a great place to be, and if you're looking to become an electrical contractor, before you pull the trigger, 3 months, 6 months before you do, make sure you get coaching, and I will set your trajectory to be right on in the first 4 years of your contracting business to help you level up. Guys, I appreciate you. Be safe out there, and we'll see you on the next one.